you've defended anti-BDS laws by stating, quote, so long as these anti-BDS statutes do not prohibit advocacy of such boycotts, right, but instead focus on the commercial activities themselves, namely economic boycotts, right, there are no serious freedom of speech concerns. And there's more to that, but I won't go into it. Using that legal and constitutional logic, could the city of Montgomery have legally canceled any contract with a company that supported the Montgomery bus boycott, maybe for, let's say, driving Black citizens to work or school?
No, here's my argument. Look, I can make a statement. I can go on the public statement and say, nobody should ever serve a Black person. Black people they don't deserve to be served. Nobody should serve them. That would be my constitutional right. But I have no constitutional right not to serve a Black person. I have to serve them. Even if I think it's terrible, even if I advocate not serving them, I have to serve them. The same thing, I would argue, is true of Jews who and the Jewish state. We have statutes against national origin discrimination. So you can call for a boycott of Israel. You can say Israel is an apartheid genocidal state, all of which are false. You can say all that, but you can't refuse to have economic business with Israel the way Ben & Jerry and Unilever have done. Remember, Unilever does business with Cuba, with China, with Belarus, with Iran. They even have a plant in Belarus, and but they've just picked and chose one country, the nation state of the Jewish people, and said, we won't deal with them. I think that could be made illegal, just the way it's illegal to discriminate against gay people, Black people, women, Jews, and anybody else. So no, I don't think it would apply to a political boycott. It applies only for me to a religious or racial boycott. By the way, I am subject to BDS. I'm not an Israeli, but the BDS people refuse to engage with me. They wouldn't debate with me because I'm a Jew who supports Israel. If you're a Muslim who supports Israel, they'll deal with you. But if you're a Jew who supports Israel, they won't. That's religious discrimination. That's why I'm against the actions of BDS rather than the advocacy of BDS.
Okay, so and again, you're the constitutional lawyer here, so I'm just gonna throw this out.
Sure.
Didn't the Supreme Court decide with the case with the guy who was making cakes that
right,
you can decide who you serve?
No, they sent it back. They remanded it. They didn't make a decision on the merits, and that would be one individual deciding who they serve on, and they claimed it on religious grounds. They claimed that there was a religious prohibition, and there are some things. For example, a priest does not have to perform a gay marriage. A rabbi does not have to perform a marriage between a Jew and a non-Jew, because there are religious rights that under the First Amendment may trump equality rights. But if it's not a religious right, if it's just a political right, no. And I'm not sure how the Supreme Court will eventually decide that cake case. I think, by the way, it's a phony argument to say that religion prohibits selling a cake to a gay couple. There's nothing basically in the New Testament against gay marriage. There is something against divorce. And can you imagine any baker refusing to sell a cake to a couple that one of their party was divorced? They would never do that. So they pick and choose based on, I believe, bigotry, which parts of the Christian faith or any other faith they believe in. And when you start picking and choosing that way, I think they do the same thing with vaccines. I think there are people who claim that there's a religious prohibition against vaccination. Show it to me. I'm pretty expert on the Bible. I've taught courses on the Bible and justice. I can't see any religious prohibition against vaccination. The Bible talks about saving lives and preventing the spread of disease. So I think religion is often used as a cover for bigotry. It was certainly used as a cover of bigotry during slavery, We know that there was the so-called Christian case for slavery, which many ministers in the South made, saying that Abraham's family in the Bible had slaves, therefore slaves are permitted under the Bible. I mean, they were fake arguments, but they were being made. So be careful when you accept religious arguments.